driver. That, because of the liberalization of markets, because of the falling costs of transport and communications, which is a very long story.
That we have impact on the world as a whole, we can do things in the world as a whole, and it's important that our moral horizon has to expand as well.
So globalization is the idea that we're connected and dependent upon each other.
Globalization to me means that the problems that we have in the world don't respect national borders.
Globalization is the fact that all of the countries in the world are connected economically and culturally, and that we have an effect on each other.
When I think of globalization, I think of a few different things. The first thing I think about is that it's nothing new. Globalization's been going on for thousands of years, if not tens of thousands of years. I mean, we've been connected, we've been sharing, different countries have been trading. It's been going on for a long time. And so when I think of globalization, I think of it from a historical, context. We've been interconnected for a long time.
Empires and dynasties have come and gone, but their legacy still remains. The Roman Empire, the Qing dynasty, and ancient Greece have all crumbled in the dust. But today, we still talk of gunpowder, aqueducts, and democracy. Just like their conquests, trade routes diffuse borders and help spread ideas and cultures. However, it wasn't until the age of discovery and exploration that we truly began sharing.
En estos momentos se está hablando de lo que es el proceso de la globalización. Entendemos por este término como la integración de todos los elementos, tanto sociales, políticos, económicos y culturales y otros aspectos. Porque en casi todos los países están sucediendo situaciones donde se involucra mucho el apoyo, la ayuda que le puede dar otros países.
It's the good things that can come out of that, the idea of sharing, the idea of being connected via technologies like the internet, the idea that theoretically if we're all interconnected, then we're a lot more aware of what's going on in the world and can prevent certain things from happening, certain disasters from happening. We can also be supporting different countries in their developments. So that would be sort of the positive side.
The most important aspect of globalization as a process is that it brings us all together. And the things it brings together are good things, I think, like the transport of ideas, the transport of goods and services we can enjoy, the ability to trade, and also obviously bad things. The growth of markets in illegal products, in drugs, in the trafficking of human beings, in the ease with which diseases are spread across the globe.
Some of the negative associations with globalization, and some of those would be exploitation of workers in different countries, and also exploitation of countries in general, where stronger countries or richer countries are taking advantage of other countries that have resources and are using those resources to make their country better instead of trying to improve the quality of life for the people.
True, of course, that globalization has benefited many relatively poorer people in countries like China and perhaps more recently in India. And that's a good thing, which I welcome, that it has pulled hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. But it has left the people who are at the bottom, really, the people that Paul Collier in his recent book calls the bottom billion, really more or less at the bottom, without, I think, at the moment anyway, much benefit or advantage coming from globalization. So if we're talking about, let's say, the poorest 10% or 20% of the world's population, they have really not benefited. And in some ways, I think globalization makes it harder for them to actually benefit.